Hi, this is Jim with JSCS Computer Solutions out in San Diego, and today I want to show you how easy it is to add a Raritan Dominion PX power distribution unit to Raritan's Power IQ energy management software solution. If you have any questions, be free to visit jscs.com and click on the Contact Us link and send us an email, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And if you have any questions about these products or any other Raritan products, just click on the Raritan button and you'll be presented with links to get more information. So now let's get started. When you buy a Raritan Power unit, Dominion PX PDU from Raritan, is going to come with some default settings on it. And one of the default settings is the IP address of 192.168.0.192. If you don't get a Power PX with the default settings, then you'll have to use the serial cable that came with the unit and log in using PuTTY or Hyperterminal and set up your IP addresses manually. In this case, we're just going to go with the default. We don't have any certificates installed, so we'll have to click on Continue this website. The default username is admin, and the default password for a new unit is Raritan. So we'll go ahead and enter the username and password. Now this setup, this particular unit I've used before for other demonstrations, so it already has some things set on it. But I wanted to show you the main things you want to be worried about. The first one is the firmware version, right here. You want to make sure that you have the latest firmware, and firmware is always free and available for download at www.raritan.com. There's three initial configuration settings that you want to make sure that you have put into your Dominion PX prior to bringing it into Power IQ. And the first one of those would obviously be the network settings. So from the Device tab, Device Settings, click on Network. The networking configuration page comes up, and you'll want to give your device a name, select None for IP auto configuration, put in an IP address, the subnet mask, gateway IP, and also your primary and secondary DNS servers. You also want to go ahead and enable CLP SSH access. When you've got those settings corrected and entered, go ahead and click on Apply, which I won't be doing in this case since those settings are already there. The second thing that you really want to do is set up your date and time. Now I always recommend that you set up all your PDUs to get its time from an NTP server in your data center, and then set up that server to go out to the internet from one of the time pool NTP servers. In this case, we're in sunny San Diego, America's finest city, and so in daylight savings time we're in -7 hotel. You want to click the button to synchronize with an NTP server, and here I've entered two primary and a secondary NTP servers that are local. The last thing that you want to do is set up your SNMP settings. These are the three primary things: networking, time, and SNMP, before you enter the unit into Power IQ. You want to make sure you've enabled the SNMP agent, you've enabled the protocol, and you've entered a read string and a write string. You can also give your PDU a system location entry and a system contact entry. And if you've enabled SNMP here in the PDU, then Power IQ will actually be able to change those. Click on Apply. Now that we've got all those settings done, the next thing is to log in to the web page for Power IQ, which in this case is 192.168.0.200. Again, there's no certificates installed, so we'll have to click on the warning. Normally be asked to enter a username and password, which would be the default admin and Raritan, but since I was just logged in here, it didn't ask me again. This is the Raritan dashboard, and if you had PDUs installed, you'd see a status of their health here. You'd see whatever analytics chart for power and other environmentals that you wanted in the lower left hand screen. And here are some functions that you can do from the dashboard tab. In this case, we're going to add a PDU. So here's the link. Let's go ahead and click on it. By adding a PDU, you're going to tell Power IQ to go and pull data from your Dominion PX. And the Dominion PX IP address that we wanted to pull is the one we were just at, 192.168.0.192. And remember, our SNMP write string, you want to put the SNMP write string here, public, W-R-I-T-E, was the right string I entered into the unit. Now this particular space says IPMI username. Now you want to put in a valid Raritan Dominion PX username and password here. If you try to enter a Dominion PX and leave these blank, you're going to get an error. So go ahead and put in admin and Raritan and confirm Raritan. I may not have spelled that right, so enter it again. And I always like to click the wait for discovery to complete before proceeding. That way it won't go to the next screen until I know that everything has worked in this entry. So I'm going to click on add, and Raritan is going to go out and poll that device and tell you whether or not it's successful. And in this case it is successful. So we'll click on OK, and it'll bring us to the next screen that shows that it went and communicated with our PDU 192.168.0.192. and it got the information. You'll notice that the location is already selected there, is what I put in to the Dominion PX. If I click Edit, highlight the unit, and then click the link, you're going to be brought to the PDU's page of statistics. You get some data here. Most of this was entered by the PDU and read by Power IQ. And next to that, below that, you'd see a customizable chart of analytics. But since we just brought this device into Power IQ, it doesn't have any analytics to show you. So you'll have to wait some time before you'll be able to actually see anything on that chart. And then below that, you'll see some readings. Here you can see the active power for the entire PDU. This is a single phase PDU that I have here, so I only see line 1 and its current amps. And then I can see the power for each outlet that is currently drawing. So here, outlet 4, red 1, is drawing 1 amp and 117 watts of power. That's really how easy it is to bring Dominion PX power distribution unit into Power IQ. And in future videos, I'll show you some more powerful things that Power IQ has to do for you.